What's up, guys? It's Mike Sherrard. Today I've got a very special episode for you for brokers. What we're going to be doing, my business partner Connor Steinberg and I, is breaking down all of the advantages of what happens when a broker or a brokerage comes over to eXp. There's a lot of brokers that are coming over. There's a lot that are considering coming over, but I know that there's also a lot of fragmented and misinformation out there. So what we want to do is we want to clear the air and break down all of the advantages of using their system in order to scale your brokerage and make it more efficient for you. There's a lot of ways that eXp can help you save a lot of time, energy, attention, and money using the TEAM acronym, and we're going to break this down for you to show you why it could be one of the best decisions you've ever made as a broker, and why eXp is helping so many brokers scale their business quicker than they ever could have imagined without having to invest more time and actually saving an astronomical amount of time, as well as giving their agents such better training than they ever could have had. So I'm excited to bring this to you. Let's dive into it and learn why eXp is the best place for your brokerage. All right, what's up, guys? Super excited to have you guys back on my channel with the business partner you guys know that I collaborate on a lot of things with, my good buddy and business partner, Connor Steinberg. Him and I collaborate on the Social Strategy Mastermind together. We're also team leaders at Agent Wolfpack here at eXp. And what we want to do today is explain the importance of why so many brokerages are flocking to eXp. This episode is going to be of immense value to you because you're truly going to see the outsourcing power of this model and why people are seeing this as a huge time saver, a huge money saver, and an opportunity to scale in a better, more efficient way, especially as cloud-based brokerages start to become the new norm. So Connor, welcome, brother. Super excited to have you back on.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Let's dig in. Let's kind of paint a picture of why an entrepreneur would want to move their business over to eXp.
Definitely. So, as you know, I've talked to you about this many times before. Even I was skeptical to join the brokerage because I truly didn't understand everything about it. I had a lot of people sending me this presentation. The presentation left me with a bunch of questions, and I never truly understood the power of the model, especially from an entrepreneur's perspective. A lot of realtors and brokers and team leaders call themselves entrepreneurs, but they don't really carry out their business in a way that reflects that of a true entrepreneur. So what I really want to dive into is some of the important reasons of why a brokerage would want to switch to eXp, because I know a lot of brokerages are patriotic. They're patriotic to a bigger brand name that they've worked before, or they might have even got their own brokerage license and now they've built up their own name. So they're wondering, why would I want to leave a big, well-named brokerage for something like eXp? Or why, after so many years, after creating my own brokerage, why would I want to go to a brokerage like eXp? So do you want to just break down some of the incredible advantages and reasons why that might be of value to them to do?
Yeah. So similar to you, myself, it took me a long time to come to the company as well. And it wasn't because the value proposition wasn't there from the company. There's the fragmented information out there in the marketplace. And I think where there's confusion, where some people have the opportunity to see the business model in the right light and some are not, is we're now the single fastest growing brokerage ever in North American history. And that means there's a lot of people coming to the company and there's a huge opportunity. So you guys are probably hearing stuff that's too good to be true, even though eXp is incredible. You're hearing stuff that's too bad to be true. That can't be true either. There is a middle ground, and the middle ground is a massive opportunity. So just to kind of give you an idea of who I am if you've never met me. So I'm a top 100 influencer here at eXp out of about 29,000 agents. I was just recognized recently last week at the shareholders event. I was able to speak on stage for social media as one of the top social media experts in the company. And I run an organization here across 29 states and multiple countries. And I've been very successful at doing this. And I'm very grateful for the company Glenn Sanford created for us, huge opportunity that we have. And so it frustrates me when I see all this information out there in the marketplace. Some's accurate, some's inaccurate. But if you don't get the accurate information, how can you make an accurate decision if this is good for you and your business? So there's a difference between an agent's perspective and an entrepreneur's perspective. Now, a lot of agents consider themselves entrepreneurs, but what entrepreneurs do is they work for wealth creation components, multiple streams of income, equity components to their business model, residual income components, time and money, passive income, and then duplication. They're hiring employees, they're building a team, they're outsourcing, they're leveraging tools and systems. And so what I think the easiest way to explain eXp is for a broker owner is this is an outsourcing system for all the maintenance tasks, the headache tasks in your business. Most people don't want to run adult daycare, but that's what the traditional brokerage is kind of like running. You wear every single hat in your business. You're on the hook for liability, on the hook for all the capital expenditures, setting up the marketing for the business, answering all the questions over contract review, all the little things that happen throughout the day slow your growth down. So every broker I talk to says their number one goal for the most part is expansion, but the regular independent brokerage model is the expansion, which is one of the big reasons broker owners are partnering with eXp, is getting, as our cloud-based system allows you to get outside that local restrictive business model, and now you have international expansion opportunities. And so if you guys are unfamiliar with what eXp is, we're a cloud-based brokerage, and in the cloud, we have a virtual building with hundreds of paid employees. There's actually between 500 and 600 active employees, and they're working right now while I'm sitting here doing this podcast. So if I have my hundreds of agents all across North America having questions, they don't come to me. They're going to the outsourcing system in the cloud, to the tech outpost, the accounting department, the payment processing center, the live broker rooms in the cloud. So if you think about that, let's just say that there's 600 paid employees in the cloud. I know it's growing literally live time how they're hiring individuals, but a very conservative number. You guys are business owners. What would you pay an employee in your business, any business? Typically, corporate employees between 40,000, maybe 70,000. So I don't know 100% sure what they're paying these eXp employees, but I'm going to guesstimate probably about $50,000, give or take a little bit. So if there's 600 employees, $50,000 a piece, that's a $30 million business that we as business owners get to outsource everything to, yet we pay nothing for it essentially in the relationship to what we normally have to pay tens of millions of dollars. I pay $85 a month to hold my license at this company. And every single time I have a question that would normally fall on my plate as a broker owner or team leader, come to me, I can now outsource that out to these paid employees. So say Mike's an agent in my team, says, Connor, I need you to review this contract, make sure it's okay. I say, go to the broker room, go to the tech outpost, go to the accounting department. And every single time another employee in the company spends 30 minutes to an hour answering that question, that 30 minutes to an hour is no longer on my task list, and it goes back in my pocket to scale my business, or I can finally do what I want, or what you guys want to do as broker owners, have the life that you've always wanted to have, coach your kids' soccer team, travel a little bit more, do what we always wanted to do when we got into business, because now you're not tied to your business. And there's a lot of other benefits to it, but we can kind of dig into those, but that's just a good starting point to really reference what we're doing here. We have an outsourcing system in the cloud for all your liability and all your maintenance tasks in your business.
Well, one thing that I really wanted to talk about, because that's so powerful, and I think a lot of people seem to forget that time is the most precious commodity in the world. You can't get it back. And a lot of people are wondering why they're not making the money that they would like to make. And it's because they're not treating their time as valuable as it should be treated. Now, one thing I'd like to get into before we roll into what we're doing differently at the Wolfpack that could help brokerages and training their agents is actually the tools that eXp provides. Because a lot of people, especially in the brokerage world, have to pay thousands of dollars a year for something like KV Core or some sort of system for prospecting, or system for lead generation, or systems for Google pay-per-click, or systems for CRMs, as well as things like DocuSign or any sort of contractual platforms that they need for their business to actually operate. But as I've seen very quickly, and as you're going to explain here, the power of the tools that are readily available for $85 a month at eXp is incredible. So what kind of systems do people get that would help alleviate a broker owner from those costs? What can it do for the agents to help the agents produce more, which would actually benefit the broker even more? And then let's roll in a bit about what we're doing differently. And then let's give a quick little role play example for example's sake of how this is so powerful for a broker.
Yeah. So that's a lot on one. I'm going to try to knock these out step by step. So think about what a broker owner does. How do they scale a business? How do they expand their business? It's a combination of attraction and retention. And so what a lot of broker owners decide to do is roll their brokerage into a franchising company to get the system in a box. So what is a franchise really? Think about the movie The Founder with McDonald's and the Speedy system. You're buying a system, a bolt-on business in a box. But because we're cloud-based, when we did this, we really eliminated the need to have a franchising system. So eXp is not a franchise. We are an independent brokerage across all 50 states, the 7 Canadian provinces, UK, and Australia. But if you think about it, our independent brokerage is mimicking and operating as a franchise does. But what is the headache of buying a franchise? Massive handcuffing system with the legalities of the contract that you're tied into for whatever you agreed upon. Huge capital expenditure on the front side. So for the way I see it is I pay $85 a month or $1,020 a year to have a system. I have a full marketing system in the back, all of the signs, flyers, postcards, social media shareables, pre-done listing presentations. I have full lead generation that I can offer my agents. KV Core is a very, very expensive lead generation software, full-on CRM, full-on lead generation system, one of the most powerful in the marketplace right now. Very, very expensive. You're going to be saving hundreds of dollars a month just by coming to eXp if you're using this right now. Our founder was an online lead generation expert, rose up to the top of Keller Williams by doing internet strategies like Google Ads, Google pay-per-click, and we have an affiliate program called Making It Rain that will run your pay-per-click campaigns for you. Now, the reason why we're selling so many houses, and that may shock some of the competitors out there, is because they're like, "Don't you guys just recruit?" And I hate to hear that because it's a bad thought process to have that stops the conversation to keep you from looking at a real opportunity. And so you might not know this, but we sold almost 140,000 houses at our company last year. And the reason why we're selling so many houses is because the caliber of our training system. So this is going to be strong how I paint this out for you guys as brokers if you roll your team in, because you give superior training to your agents. Now, the cool thing is eXp is built for wealth creation for the agent. We have multiple streams of income. Our sales business is 80/20, 16K cap. And since we're not a franchise company, we're not charging our agents royalty taxes on their transactions, which helps them make more money or keep more money, I guess you could say. But a cool part of our business model is we have a stock award plan. So we brought from corporate the mentality of equity programs. And what this does is it doesn't just attract talent to the company. It does what corporations use equity programs for. It retains talent. You've heard the term the golden handcuffs. We're giving out the gold, ownership in the company, or handcuff them to the company, I guess you could say, or any company through the vesting period. So we have a 3-year vesting period on most of our stock awards here. But one of the big attractions to our company is we have what's called an Icon program. So our Icon program launched in 2015. In 2016, we tripled our agent count, and now we're the fastest growing brokerage ever. And what our Icon program is a massive incentive for the elite agents in the country, all the high performance individuals. So if you pay the company your $16,000 cap, and then you do 20 sales transactions after capping, you become an Icon agent. So it's a capping plus 20 program. And if you hit Icon status, they will reimburse you the $16,000 cap you paid in the company back in company stock. Now, why this is important is because it's a loss leader program. So if you're not familiar with what a loss leader is, this is a product or service that a company offers to break even on, for the most part, that attracts other business around it. So these top producing agents come over here, going to keep pretty much all their what they pay in the company when the math breaks down, but success is following them. So we've seen this attract top talent individuals. Now, why the Icon program is important for you broker owners is the majority of our trainers in the cloud are Icon agents. So our coaches at our company are the elite of the elite from the fastest growing brokerage in North American history, from a pool of going on 30,000 agents. So if you think about what you offer to your agents right now, if you're a broker owner, unless you have the skill sets to teach them all sorts of advanced strategies, you have 10, 20 agents in your office, you have to train them yourself. Now, if you're coming from a franchise company and you're a team leader, you're getting the best of the best, even if it's a great company, from one franchise company, from one city, from one market center, from one pinpoint on a map. We're bringing the best of the best from one of the biggest, baddest companies that's ever going to exist. In my opinion, it is the best. That's why I hold my license here. But we have a large selection of these Icon agents coaching our agents, and they're performing in today's environment. They're doing strategies that work today because they just did big production today to qualify for Icon status. When I went to business school, Mike, I hear this all the time, none of my business coaches ran a business. And I just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, how can I learn to run a business from someone that doesn't run a business? Ask yourself right now, guys, does your real estate coach at your office that's training you, do they sell real estate today actively? And if not, you need to leave. That's horrible. Who would be at an office who's being trained by people that don't sell real estate today? And I see it happen all the time. It's a big flaw in the industry. If your coaches don't sell real estate, how can they teach you how to do it?
It's
It doesn't
crazy.
make, doesn't make sense. And so that's the first reason. So I'm not saying, even if it's the same company, go to a different market center, find a different area that's going to give you training. But that's why agents are having so much success here. They're getting elite training, a large selection of training, luxury classes, Airbnb classes, commercial investing classes. We even have classes in Spanish for the Hispanic community. I mean, eXp is really doing it right. I'm super proud to be here.
Definitely, man. I think it's so powerful, and I've even seen the power of the training in there because I even knew here a lot of the coaches when I first got started in the business. In my first 4 months, I was with one of the big, traditional brokerages, and they brought in this, guru of a coach, and he was a coach that coached back, or he sold back in the '90s, and he was teaching us stuff that is even far behind any of the coaching at eXp, and he was charging the agents at that brokerage at a discounted rate, $1,200 for a month's worth of training, and he hasn't sold a house in years.
Yep.
And that's when I realized that there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. And the thing is that because there's not the best training locally here, now I have access, and so do all the agents on our incredible team, with the best of the best across multiple states, multiple provinces, multiple countries. So I'm super excited about it. And maybe before we wrap up here, I'd love to chat about what we're doing differently, because I think EXP's got such an incredible, powerful, robust system that is a huge outsourcing tool for brokers. But you and I also have created some pretty cool stuff that will help the newer agents scale beyond measure, especially with what is already readily available to them. So you and I have also created additional training above and beyond what EXP offers. We've created some of the best lead generation strategies in a full Facebook ad course, an Instagram course showing agents how to build a top of mind personal brand in their market, as well as a YouTube course that you've created in order to show people how to locally rank their videos, like Aditya Soma, who sold 250,000 in his first year, the majority of which came from YouTube. So we also give these programs to the agents on anybody that decides to partner with us, which now becomes available to all of the agents at a brokerage, which is really powerful, in addition to all of the amazing tools and resources we created for social media. Because we realized that a lot of agents, even though cold calling works, door knocking works, don't get me wrong, I've done both of them, but it's not enjoyable, it's not sustainable, and it's not scalable. And as you talked about earlier with the wealth creation quadrant, you need to be able to duplicate your efforts. And by trading money for time versus time for money, I think that we've created the robust marketing training in order to allow agents to ramp up, get off the ground, spread their wings, and then soar and skyrocket with the right modern technologies and the modern strategies that they've always wanted, but didn't have anybody to give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I hate, it's losing. So I do everything I can to win. So like everything I'm thinking about is like how to not feel that feeling of losing. And we want that same feeling for you guys in our business. So a little over a year and a half ago, we wrote on our board, we wanted to create a value add proposition so strong that when an agent would look at our team versus any other team in North America, whether it be EXP or any other team, that they feel irresponsible to hold their license anywhere else. That was the mentality we had when we went into creating this. So we've not only just created all this social media training and all these extra coachings on all sorts of different things: time management, emotion management, systemization, database management, how to build self-esteem, how to understand how decisions are made with a conscious, unconscious mind, filtering mechanism like your brainstem, the bottom of it called the reticular activating system. So we're training you on all sorts of different entrepreneurial mindsets. But we also create a massive outsourcing system behind the scenes for agent attraction, which is why you're seeing a lot of brokerages look at what we're doing here with our team, specifically here at eXp. And what we've done is we've created a national webinar system for international growth, because eXp is not built locally. You can build your team all over the country. And this is how I've expanded in 29 states. So we do live presentations multiple times a week. And we're also doing live mastermind trainings to train the agents once they come in. So your agents do not have to take the time to learn the communication skill sets to communicate our business model effectively. So if you can clearly see that I put a lot of time into this, I do care about what I do. So I put a lot of effort into it to be able to communicate it correctly. Your agents can invite agents to our calls. I handle the communication. And when they come in, they'll be that agent sponsor. Now, this is important to understand because we have a duplicatable business model, which is one of the four components of wealth creation is duplication. And if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. So this is going to accelerate your growth, reduce your time because you don't have to do it on your own. And one of the big flaws I see with other teams that are growing, probably not as fast as what we're doing, is they share videos around the internet. And some of you guys watching this right now have had eXp agents send videos to you. I apologize for that. It's not the way it should be done. Agents or videos don't attract agents. Agents attract agents. We know that you're your own unique individual with your own family, with your own goals, and you're coming from a different perspective. Not everybody is the same person, and a video cannot answer a question. Everything we do is a live presentation to show respect for the individuals we talk to, as well as make sure we get the accurate information that they need. I mean, Mike and I talked to, probably not name the name of him, but he's one of the biggest, one of the most successful agents in a big name brand company this morning for about an hour and a half. And that was a big weighing factor on what was important to him. He had individuals send him videos, and it doesn't have the same kind of impact it does to sit down and look someone in the eye and kind of they can hear the conviction, the belief in your voice. So we do all live presentations, and behind the scenes, we built out a private training academy for the agents that come in. So we built this off what's called the Echo Effect. Some of you guys know Ed Milet. He talks about the Echo Effect in a different way, but he's talking about what you do today, 90 days later shows up in your life. There's also a different way to look at the Echo Effect. It's something that comes up over and over and over, a problem in a business, a concern. And if you hear an Echo Effect in your business, you need to address it, solve the problem. So every time we hear something from agents that we work with come up over and over, we create training videos to address it, and we put it into this membership site. If you want to sit down with Mike and I, we can show you behind the scenes what we built out. So over 100 videos teaching you guys how to explain our business model correctly. And once you have the live presentation, videos are okay for follow-up, but it's best to do it live in the first place. So we're training you, the agents, and giving them all the resources to be successful, and then all the social media training. And then the other thing I do is I kind of operate as a corporate recruiter would Maybe we can do a case study, Mike, and kind of break this down, as assuming that you wanted to hire me as a corporate recruiter to run your office, because a lot of you guys are running 20-person, 30-person, maybe even 60-person shops, and you're looking to hire someone, but you don't need to do that anymore because that's a huge expense. And I kind of operate and do the same job as a corporate recruiter would or office manager would, but you don't have to pay me. I don't work for you. You're not going to work for me. We're going to work together on the same team. It's a huge expense that you can avoid, but I do the same job. So maybe you want to kind of role play a little bit so we can paint the picture of the savings and expense for these brokers.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into it, guys. Let's do a quick little example of how this would work, because again, we want to show you the immense value that happens when brokerages come over. And a lot of them aren't entertaining the thought because they just simply don't know and haven't entertained it. Or like Connor alluded to, they've been sent a presentation that didn't paint the right picture. And now they're missing out on one of the greatest opportunities to properly scale their brokerage beyond what they could ever imagine. So Connor, let's get into it and see, how this conversation will go so that people can really identify and see in front of them what the value is for a broker owner to join eXp.
Yeah, so like we're about to bring on a big brokerage right now, and I simply asked the individual. I said, so assuming Mike is the broker I'm talking to, so Mike, as you know, I'm one of the most successful agent attractors in the country. What would you pay me if you offered to pay me to come build out your business for you and work as an office manager in your office and recruit agents to your company?
Maybe $50,000, $75,000 max.
Not likely, but it's still going to be a big check. But that's pretty typical for a starting agent attraction individual for an office, which is pretty common out there in the marketplace. So let's be conservative for examples. Let's say $50,000. So Mike, with our duplicatable system here at eXp, we have a 7-tier revenue share model. We've already seen Keller Williams use a similar model with the profit sharing system, build the largest company in North America. But we're using a revenue sharing model, which is before expenses, not after expenses, which has built the biggest or the fastest growing real estate company in North America. But because of this, you have 7 partners above you sharing in the same income stream for building the team with revenue sharing. And so these partners of yours are going to operate the same way an office manager or corporate recruiter would, that if you had to hire them, you would be on the hook for the expense, but they're going to be your partners. They're not going to be an employee essentially for you. You're not going to have to pay them, but they're going to do the same job, helping you grow your organization. That right there alone, if they're being paid $50,000 a piece, is equivalent to a $350,000 savings. Now, on top of that, we mentioned before the benefit of the outsourcing system, 100 paid employees, Mike, and that's equivalent to tens of millions of dollars if they're paying them anywhere between $40,000 and $60,000 a piece, which is probably pretty close to what they're being paid. That's a huge expense as well. Let me ask you something, Mike. Right now, you're at 20, 24 agents or something, right in there, give or take. It bounced around a little bit. I know agents come and go, but what would you do for your agents as far as an incentive financially to help them grow your business? Do you offer them a sponsorship reward, or do you give them anything if they sponsor an agent or bring an agent to your team? How does that work, and how much do you pay them?
Typically, what I've seen is we give them a slight adjustment on their split. Otherwise, sometimes they end up winning an award at the end of the year.
That's better than a coffee disc, Starbucks, whatever, like little discount cards they give them. That's what most brokers give. They give Starbucks cards. But now, what if you could offer your agents more money than you're paying them right now, but you didn't have to pay it out of your pocket? So the cool thing about our eXp business model is we have a revenue sharing system that if you sponsor a capping agent on the first tier that we have here, it's equivalent to $2,800 in revenue sharing for that year. The cool thing is next year, their anniversary date sets over $2,800 again if they cap that year, and every year throughout their career. And what I see is most of the brokers I've already partnered with, we're offering between $250 and $500 as a one-time sponsorship fee for their agents to attract agents. And side by side, you have an opportunity for $500 or $2,800. Who's going to work harder to attract an agent to your business? Now, on top of that, it's $500 or $2,800 one time, over and over and over. And then on top of that, with our 7-tier system, these agents are going to have the ability to attract agents on their own and be compensated through the revenue share model as well. Now, the big difference here on top of that is that eXp is paying these agents for revenue sharing, not you. You're not paying them with a check out of your pocket, which is hard to earn in the business today, especially with what we're seeing in the stressed marketplace. So you think of it like this. You're going to have, Mike, partners above you that you're not paying to help you grow your business, an outsourcing system of hundreds of paid employees growing your business with you, and then all these agents underneath you as your partners and families that you're helping that are not going to be paid by you, but paid by the company, and they're being paid more than you're paying your agents right now. So how does that sound as a business proposition for you?
Sounds much better than I'm offering right now.
And now you see why there's been about 50 independent brokerages coming to eXp just this year alone. And I'd be willing to guess that it's going to be substantially larger than this as we go through the year, as you see franchise owners get into their look period. And a lot of you guys are coming up on your look period, meaning you have the opportunity to look at a different model. And who's going to take on a huge expense agreement and take on that big capital expenditure on the front side, and then bind themselves to the legal binding handcuffs? If you come over to eXp, it's not for you. You roll your team out tomorrow. You renew a franchise agreement, it's not for you, and you get frustrated because the market's turned. Write a massive check to get out of it, or you're going to have to ride out that storm for a number of years. And so it's a lot more freeing. There's a lot more opportunity here. And it's just, I just think we're going to continue on scaling the way we are. And you're going to see more teams and more brokerages come into the company. And we also have a special incentive program for brokers right now that's kind of off the books that we can sit down by executive approval only. If you want to learn more about this, this is a massive, massive incentive. You're not going to find it on the internet. Only a few of us are able to really speak about it intelligently. So if you want to sit down and find out what that is, and it is substantial. So you're going to be curious to see, you can reach out to Mike and myself and we'll show you what that is.
Definitely, guys. So hopefully this painted a better picture for you to explain some of the incredible value of brokerages, which is why Connor and I have been in talks with a lot of them recently, and they want to be a part of what's going on, because once they sit down and truly understand the model and understand the power and the time it's going to save them, as well as the income, as well as the benefit that it's going to do for their agents, because brokers should want the best for their agents. And when you can see the additional power and resources that it's going to give them, as well as the time and money it's going to save you, it's really powerful to see why this is an obvious decision for so many. So guys, if you do want to reach out to Connor and I, click the links below. Feel free to send us a message, drop a comment, however you want to reach out to us. We're more than happy to jump one-on-one with Zoom with you and go through your brokerage, your model, and see how we can help you take your brokerage to the next level. So thanks so much, Connor. Super stoked to have you on here, as always, providing value. Guys, hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight as to why this is so powerful. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.